Hey guys, I'm Jill. Welcome back to my channel. You guys ready for another page out of my notebook? Alright, so today I'm going to talk about when you've outgrown people in your life. This could be like friends, family, sisters, brothers, cousins, people that you've known all your life, even people that you've met some way down the line, not too long ago. Maybe somebody recently. Not all the time are relationships divine. They're not always guided from God, So, I'm sure everybody can relate that, we've had some friendships and some friendships that weren't so good, some friendships that were extraordinary, and then maybe you've outgrown, the relationship, whether it's a personal relationship, whether it's somebody you went to school with, somebody you grew up with, somebody you grew up hanging out, on a block, or whatever the case may be, right? Some people won't understand, because when you're chosen and you decide that you want to walk this Christ life, you know what I mean? Everybody won't understand, where you're at in your life while you're going through your journey, okay? And as many times as you might have a conversation with your friends or whatever, they might want you to hang out. I had a friend that I met here in Houston, and they didn't understand that I couldn't live that life of like drinking, smoking, things that other people indulge in. Even in Philadelphia, people indulged in what I indulged in. My first time even trying, paraphernalia, drugs, marijuana. I'm gonna just keep it real. I was 31 years old when I first tried marijuana. Okay, so I'm not your typical, person that's on drugs. I've never been an addict, thank God. But I have had friends in my life that were. And I've never judged anybody that I've ever considered a friend. You know what I mean? Sometimes I think I might cling more to people in my adult life because I have this caring and nurturing personality. And I feel like everybody could use some help, or somebody that may understand. But if you ain't really been through what people been through, then you really don't understand what they're going through. However, you can empathize, you can be compassionate. I've worked in the field I currently work in the field of people that are detoxing, or in a facility for, because they're addicted to drugs and things of that sort. So I have a lot of compassion for people like that, right? And sometimes, I don't know, like sometimes I feel like people gravitate towards me, or maybe I choose to befriend people that I feel like I can help or fix. I don't know. I really haven't figured that part out yet. My son tells me, Mom, you can't help everybody. You can't fix everybody. Not that I'm trying to fix anybody. It's just that everybody deserves, a friend. Everybody deserves love. However, I seen that in their friendship, I tend to put more into the friendship than the person that I'm befriending. Okay? And I say that because I find like I give more of myself to that person than that person actually gives to me. And it's been quite a few people that I have befriended or that I have been romantically involved with. I feel like I've always given more, and it sucks the life out of me. It sucks the energy out of me. But that's because those people weren't divine people. God did not give me the okay to really befriend those type of people. I chose those people on my own. You understand? So when you're going through this journey, and you die to your old life, it's kind of hard because it's like, if people aren't on the page that you're on in your journey, reading the Bible, going to church, taking communion, really, really considering and putting God first in your life, a lot of people will not understand. People that you have been friends with, or even family members, they won't understand. And I feel like, should nobody hate on nobody, but I feel like there's been a lot of undercover hate, in regards to like friendships that I've been in, for no reason at all, because I give, but some people are givers, some people are receivers, and some people are givers and receivers, right? I think I'm more of a giver than a receiver. Anything I typically need, I usually get myself. I never like consider other people or ask other people to do anything for me, because I have a problem with rejection. I have a problem with rejection, and I don't like, nobody likes rejection. Nobody likes rejection at all, right? However, that comes along with acceptance. You have to be okay with being rejected sometimes, because not everybody is for you. Sometimes God is like in the way of you having a divine relationship or a divine connection with somebody that isn't Christ-like. He won't allow that relationship to even correspond. When I got, about 3 years ago, when I got delivered, and I started like really God started isolating me, purging people out of my life. You really see who's for you and who's not, who understands and who doesn't. A lot of people don't understand unless they're going through a journey on their own. You might not have time to talk to people no more. You might not even be a phone person no more. I'm not a phone person at all anymore. I used to could not live without the phone, okay? I could be on the phone all day long, or I can be living my life and I can still talk to a person on the phone. Today, when I talk to people, I'll be like, hey, okay, what time? All right, I'll be there, or I'll see you when you get here. Or I'm more of a communicator face to face. I can't stand holding no phone. It's not even anything to talk about. I'm listening to somebody breathe, The only person I can be on, like FaceTime with and just looking at and breathing is my daughter, Jada. That's really the only person that I foresee being on the phone with and just breathing. That's my baby girl. However, God will have you isolative. He will have you in isolation until he's ready for you to come out, right? So when I went into an isolation period before I moved to Texas, I was really isolated. Just me in one room with my laptop and my Bible. And I would read my Bible every day, all day. I was fasting. I was praying several times a day. And I was watching church online, right? I'm talking about not one soul was I talking to at the time. Not a friend in sight. And God had put me in that little, that little box. Because I was dying from the old and I was becoming new, the new version of Jill. I didn't typically understand what I was experiencing at the time, but I do now. Once I came out, I did. Like, okay. He really had to isolate me. Because, and when I came, after those several months were over, I was so scared. I was very fragile because one bad move, I would be a sinner all over again. I'm telling you. I was so scared to even make a phone call to a friend because all of the relationships and friendships that I had, it was like bad blood. And when I say bad blood, I mean like it could have been somebody that I was in a relationship with. If we had sexual intercourse, that's a bad relationship. I don't need to be talking to that person no more because we don't have nothing in common anymore. Because I'm not doing that anymore, right? It might have been people that I was friends with, true indeed, that used a lot of profanity and things like that. I don't cuss anymore. I was about to say typically cuss anymore, but I don't cuss anymore. I try my best not to. I try very hard not to. Yeah. I noticed when I came to Houston, I was attacked by some familiar spirits, you know what I mean? And God did put some divine people in my life to help me to navigate, Texas, to show me the way to go, to put me in front of places that he wanted me to be in. He will send helpers, to help you along your journey. He will. And I'm very thankful and grateful for that, But it's like once I'm grateful, I don't owe you my life. You know what I mean? Because God, sent you to help me. I didn't necessarily particularly pick you to help me, And when you help people, whether you, do anything for them, you do it out of the kindness of your heart, and then you forget about it. You know what I mean? I used to be one of them people that, when people would forget about how good of a friend I wasn't that good of a friend because I'll bring it back up in your face. Oh, you wasn't saying that when I did X, Y, and Z for you. But I did that. I was supposed to have done that from the kindness of my heart. So I wasn't even supposed to bring that back up. The fact that I brought it up means I wasn't that good of a friend because I shouldn't have brought nothing back up. you know. I feel like I was in a lot of one-sided relationships. Again, one-sided. Like, I was giving more of me and they weren't giving me. Not that it has to be equal, but you should want somebody to treat you how you want to be treated, right? I try my best to treat people how I want to be treated. I don't treat nobody messed up. If I buy you something, I'm going to buy you something that I would consider. You know what I mean? I got some good, taste. So it's nothing but the best over here. You know what I mean? But I learned something. I learned something along my journey. And that's reciprocity. It has to be reciprocity in a relationship. And when I say relationship, that's not necessarily just a romantic relationship. That's any kind of relationship. So I'm going to just, say that. It has to be reciprocity in a relationship. Like, there has to be give and take, Like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. You might not need your back scratched at the same time that I need my back scratched. And I love to have my back scratched, However, I should be that person to scratch your back if you ever need it scratched, because you scratch my back. You understand the analogy? Okay. So it's like, a lot of people weren't doing that for me, If I got you, they ain't got me. And I never really go without. But if I ever went without, I couldn't turn and look at that person and be like, hey, can you help me out? Hey, can you give me a place to stay? Can I stay with you for a month to get myself together? But anybody come knocking on my door, I'd be like, what? Come on in here. Heck yeah. If I got a place, you got a place. I had to cut that off, for real. Because you'll find that having a open and a good heart like that, you get walked and stomped on and used all the time. And you have nobody to blame but yourself for putting yourself in that situation that God did not ordain you to be in. Because God is not the author of confusion. So anything that is okayed by our Father, it's not going to be complicated. It's going to happen like real smooth, swiftly. Like it was like a piece to a puzzle, and that was that actual piece that fit that puzzle, Sometimes God will put people in your life for a season and some for a lifetime. Sometimes He'll take people from you temporarily until He gets you right. And then once you're right, then He might give that person back to you. I feel like I'm isolative right now. And I'm okay with that. It's just me and God right now. Besides me going to work, it's just me and Him. I had to cut people out of my life, because I was unhappy. And it was because it was not, I won't say it wasn't granted, or God didn't give me permission to be in those type of friendships. However, they were only meant for a certain amount of time, for a season. No, once you're my friend, you're always my friend. It ain't always gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't always gonna be like that, because sometimes people outgrow people. Sometimes people outgrow me, and sometimes I grow out people. outgrow people, excuse me. So, and I'm not mad at you. If you got, like, I don't, for instance, my friends and they got themselves together and they went and they got in their, marriages and stuff like that. Well, I'm single. So I don't expect you to hang out with me all the time, because you got to be with your family and your husband or your wife. You understand? So that means, that friendship, it might still be your friend, but you have to respect the boundaries at that point. You have to have boundaries in all relationships. There are do's and there are don'ts. And a lot of times, the people that was in your life when you were doing whatever, when you were of the world, they still doing that of the world life. And I ain't about that life no more. So it's like, you're going to lose some friends along the way, because we can't hang out in the places I used to hang out in. I used to go clubbing. I don't go clubbing no more. I used to surround myself in lesbian relationships. I don't do that no more. I remember when I got on social media and was like, everybody, this is the love of my life. To all my friends on Facebook and my family, this is the love of my life. Child. Stupid. That wasn't granted by God at all. And people be like, yeah, I'm gonna touch on it because God got me touching on this. I don't know where this came from, but he got me touching on it. Yeah, I used to be in a lesbian relationship, a couple of them. Don't know where that came from, because I wasn't young liking girls at all. No. I know where it came from. Generational curses. Yep. I broke that curse. I prayed and prayed and prayed. God, please. I had even lost attraction for men. I really did. I lost attraction for men. And I prayed to God. God, please, deliver me from this. Because it ain't for me. You know how some people could be in certain relationships and it look like they having a ball. Like, they chilling, they doing whatever. Like, they having a good time. They get money together. They do all kinds of things together. And it seems like they don't got no issues or no problems, right? They can get married and everything and be chilling. If you're a chosen person, God ain't never going to allow you and going to be, you can't never be in no divine lesbian or gay relationship. I don't care how much you love God. I don't care how much God love you. He love you. And I think I said this in another video of mine. He love you all day long. It don't mean that you're going to heaven. It don't mean that you ain't going to hell. You better get it right while you're here on this earth, because once you leave this earth, there is not a chance that you can ever make it up. And it's like, I don't even like whoever I would come across or whoever I meet would definitely have to be, of course, a child of God. But they would have to live that life like I do now. Like, they don't got to be on the same level as me. because I have to give people grace, you know. However, you can't be talking about something, oh yeah, I'm attracted to you, and I'm a God, you know, I'm a God-fearing man, and I'm a God-fearing woman. But then you trying to get me to indulge in some Satan activities. It don't work like that. You're not divine. God didn't send you to me if you got me trying to do something that God said, I ain't supposed to do. So, you know, at the same time that you hear, once you have the ability to really listen and hear from God, you got to be careful, because you can also hear from Satan. And Satan, he's so deceiving, because he only got 3 things that he's trying to do: kill, steal, and destroy. That's it. That's all. So it might look good, it might smell good, and man, oh man, it be looking so good, and you be wanting to indulge, you be wanting to eat and bite and all that, and as soon as you bite it, you're gonna be just like, we still dealing with issues and generational curses from Adam and Eve all day long. Women at least once a month, you understand? So, like, if you know better, you do better. And you got to be okay with losing friendships or relationships. You know, like, if you can't be friends with the person that you know, thought that you were attracted to like that, then you got to cut them out your life, you know, whether you like it or not. It's not meant to be. It's not divine. And it's like, this world it's going to get worse before it gets any better, okay? You don't know. You could be walking down the street and an airplane just crash and kill you. It's happening. Do you think that person woke up in the morning and was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get hit by a plane today? No. They had no idea. But it's crazy, because sometimes you can sense when something's going to happen. Some people have that tenacity, you know. They got that feeling, you know. It's like a gift from God. But me, nah. You know, I just gotta love you from afar. You know, I really gotta love you from afar. So if you thinking about, you know, like, dang, should I be in this relationship? Is this relationship for me? Like, even a heterosexual relationship, you living together and you not married and you living that married life, it's not divine. That's not a blessing from God. 9 times out of 10, God did not okay that. 9 times out of 10, you didn't ask God for permission to be living with somebody, having children with people, including myself, because I do have 2 children out of wedlock, okay? I didn't ask God for permission to do that. But I repented. So you got to be okay with living that life that you live, and then, you know, you'll know when you had enough. You know, I don't judge nobody. I don't. And I guess this topic is coming up because I have to be obedient, and it just came out of my mouth. So it's like God put it there for me to say. And he be talking to me too. Because how about I came to Texas thinking that I could do that again, right? When I was in Philly, I was like, I'm done. No more relationships for me with same sex. Came out here, met a friend, and she tried to hook me up with her mom, and she did. She was like, hey, Jill, I know you said that you wasn't going to mess with no more girls. However, I got somebody that want your number. Who you think that was? You think God sent her to tell me that? Nah, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. God is not the author of confusion again. He ain't sent nobody to come tell me to hook up with no girl. Nah. And guess what? People will perceive to make it look like they all about the Lord, that they love the Lord just as much as you do. And they be really thinking that. But if you don't live your life, you could tell how much people love the Lord by the fruits of their labor. How you loving the Lord and I don't never see you pray? How you loving the Lord and you don't read a Bible? I've bought people Bibles and I never seen them read it. And I'd be like, oh, I read my Bible. I'd be like, okay. You can tell by the words that come out of people's mouths. You could tell by cuss words. You could tell by how people feel about each other. You could tell how they communicate with other people. You know what I'm saying? You can tell. You can really tell. So I say all that to say, you got to really soul search and dig deep, to figure yourself out. Because the common denominator out of all of that, out of every relationship that you're in, whether it's your family, your friends, or whatever, you got to think about what's more important. Are you here to people please? Because I used to people please. Are you here to people please, or are you here to please God? Because our only purpose here on this earth is to lead people to salvation. Is to tell everybody about the goodness of the Lord and all the things that he has done for me and you. Give God the glory. Give him all the praise. And he going to turn your trials and tribulations into a testimony. And then you're going to tell people your testimony. And you're going to help them like somebody helped you. Everybody can go to heaven. Everybody. Is everybody going to heaven? No. Many are called, but few are chosen. Everybody called, but will everybody be chosen? No. You know why? Because they're going to choose not to accept the call. I'm accepting the call. I've accepted the call. I'm not backsliding no more. No more backsliding for me. So, only relationships that I indulge in today are ones that suit me well, that see my best interests at heart, like I see theirs, right? And they're godly, divine, like God sent them my way. So when I ever get into a relationship again, it's going to be because God sent that person to me. Like God, I don't know who I'm going to be in this relationship with. I don't know who I'm going to marry, right? But God working on them right now. Right now. I don't even know who it is. Have no clue. No clue. So, that's all I gotta say, y'all. That's really all I gotta say today. I'm just constantly working on myself. Trying to become a better version of me. For the glory of the Lord. And I'm going to share it. So if somebody out there, you know, that might hear my message, might hear my story. I got a big notebook, a journey out of this world, honey. So I got stories for days, you know what I mean? But I only can do one at a time. So if this helped you out at all, I mean, please put a comment down. Put a comment. Tell me, what has the Lord done for you? Have you seen yourself in a situation like I've seen myself in several times? You know, fornicating and doing everything I'm doing, going to the bar on Saturday, then I be in church on Sunday, talking about praise the Lord. That used to be my life, you know. Leave me a comment, tell me, because I know I ain't the only one. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Help me to get this video out there to somebody that need help. The time is now. The time is now. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.